Welcome, my name's Keel, this is Manny, and today we are going to repot this Baltic Blue Pothos. I've had it for 4 or 5 months, I guess, and when I was watering it, you know, it's still in a nursery pot, and then in this cash pot, excuse me, that came from when I bought it with no drainage. I put a piece of styrofoam under there just to keep it up from the bottom, so if any excess water runs all the way through and the plant does not stand in water, as we know, they don't like it. So when I took it out the other day to check, this is what I found. The roots have grown all the way through the bottom. If you can see that, it needs repotted pretty desperately. This is what I was talking about though, about putting styrofoam in there. I do this with almost all of my pots. So that, like I said, that even if the water does drain through, that they do not stand in water. This one, obviously, because of these roots being so long, if there was any excess water in there, it looks like it was seeking it out, actually. So in this case, may not have been a bad thing. I've never grown this type of pothos before, but in general, they're one of my favorite plants because they are so easy to grow. So anyways, I got a new pot here for it. Got dirt on the table already. Oh, and I'm in my kitchen. I usually do this, a kitchen / dining area. I usually do this from my garage. If you've followed me before, if you've looked at any of my previous videos, then you've seen that I'm usually out in my plant room / garage. So garage that was converted kind of inadvertently into a plant room. So anyways, let me get our stuff set up here. I've got it sitting right here. I bought this little $3, I'm kind of all about bargains, boot tray, you might say. So, you know, if you come in from the mud or snow or whatever, set your boots in here so they'll drain off and don't get all over your floor. I had $3 for this at the dollar, what used to be the Dollar Tree. But anyways, $3 for that. And it's perfect, especially if you're going to be working on something inside your house. Then I got a box of, I'm just going to set this over here like this at the moment. I like using a chunky mix. This container actually has soil from plants that didn't survive. So I've put the dirt back in and recycling it. I've added some chips to it. I added some fresh dirt. When I say chips, this is basically orchid mix. So you can see that it's pretty chunky, and I don't have any specific formula or recipe or whatever. I just kind of eyeball it. I like my potting mixes on the chunky side. I'm a heavy waterer. I think it helps. The water doesn't sit on the roots for so long, so the plants don't end up with root rot. This particular plant is in my bathroom, and as you can see, it's pretty happy. It's in my bathroom, and it sits on a stand off the floor about this high in an area that gets late afternoon sun, maybe, I don't know, 2 hours, 3 hours or something like that, but it does get direct sunlight. But it's constantly moving, so it moves from one side of the plant to the other fairly quick, and so it's not sitting in direct sun all day long. But it has been drying out fairly fast. Obviously, it's a thirsty plant. You can tell by those roots. Well, let me get something I got out of my yard today. I meant to have it on my table already. These are cuttings from my propagations from my, oh, you know what they are, spider plants. I was going to bring I picked these little guys out of my yard today. That's all the horseradish jar. All right, let me show you the roots again. I kind of goofed that up, didn't I? Oops, here. Okay, so let's try this again. Now we got some camera action going. You can see these roots growing out of this pot. This plant is very healthy. Again, it's a Baltic Blue Pothos. There's the styrofoam I was talking about before. Sorry about that little glitch. I forgot to turn my camera number 2 on. Anyways, and then like I said, the orchid mix that I like to mix with my regular potting soil. As you can see, it's pretty chunky stuff. I just eyeball it, and I'll show you what I do with that. Get a little drink here. If you've been here before or visited me before or subscribed, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Hopefully at the end of this video, you'll consider subscribing if you haven't already. All right. My little flowers that came out of my yard today. Spring is closing in. These are some sort of daffodil. They're not the great big ones though. These are kind of really dainty. And this is a horseradish jar. Again, if you've looked at any of my other videos, you'll know that I like repurposing things. I thought that was a cool little jar, so when it was empty, I washed it out, stuck it up in the cabinet, and then when I saw these dainty little flowers outside, I thought, oh, that's perfect. All right, sorry. Again, here's my propagations from my spider plants. This is well, I'll talk about that later. Let's get rolling here. Sorry. Okay, let's get this guy off to the side. So I'm gonna put it in this pot, which is probably about one size larger, I'm guessing. You know, maybe a little bit larger. I don't try to spend, well, let me put it this way. I try not to spend a lot on flower pots. I don't mind these plastic ones, but what I end up doing with them is setting them inside something else. So if I could pick these up cheap, I will. I save all of my nursery pots. They all get reused. So, all right. This shouldn't take too much. We're going to fill this baby up. Like I said, I just kind of eyeball the chunkiness. Being a heavy waterer, I think that extra bark in there helps. Started some compost last year, but I don't think it's ready yet. And I'm looking into buying a wood chipper to break some more of that stuff down that I have outdoors. And you'll be seeing, if you follow me, you'll be seeing a lot of my outdoor stuff that I have. I got banana trees and canna lilies and mulberry tree and the hollyhocks, not hollyhocks. Oh shoot. Anyways, pecan trees. And I plant all kinds of flowers and gourds and what have you outdoors as well. All right, let me see if I can get this out of here without messing this up too bad. Because this roots, I'm going to try to dump some of this off the top. I think this guy's gonna go crazy with some new soil. Here's a pro tip for you. Pretty obvious, and I wasn't very good at it. Keep your little tags. Don't throw them away, even if you put them in one spot, because eventually you're going to probably forget what the name of some of your stuff is. But anyways, I kept a bunch of them and then put them in a safe place. I pulled them out of the pots and put them in a safe place. And you know what happens with those safe places, and you can't find them. That's what happened to me anyways. Okay, come on. I'm going to try to get this out of here without breaking those beautiful roots up. Do you guys have this? No, I broke that one. Have this Baltic Blue? Like I said, I've never grown it before. Look at the roots. Holy mackerel. Let's flip it around here. Can you see that? Look at that one. Broke a couple of little tiny ones off, but try not to make too big of a mess. Look at these roots. See, I think this is where it was. Oh, it's got a little brand new growth coming out there. So I'm not going to disturb this too much. Well, I say that, but it's wanting to just kind of fall apart. I could probably separate this and get a couple of plants out of it, but I like the fullness of it. So I'm gonna leave it full. Just knock this loose stuff off. Like I said, I'm not gonna. Pothos are generally pretty forgiving, but like I said, I've never grown this one before. Oops, there's a little cutting. I'll put it back in there. All right, I'm gonna stop messing with it now and get it in this other pot and start backfilling it. Nice. Sorry, little plant. I would start you off on another. Now. I'm trying to determine, do I want to actually start this guy all by itself? I think I will. Since it's laying out there. Anyways, let's just backfill this guy. Easy enough. Like I said, pothos, I like the old traditional, if you want to say that, house plants. The easy care ones that I'm used to from, back in the late 70s and early 80s. It used to be very popular. Yeah, your grandmother or great grandmother, some of you maybe, had, that's not going to come off. And they were very popular, obviously, for a reason, because they were easy to grow. Abundant, very easy to find, and cheap. And I'm all about easy to grow. I mean, I like a variety of plants, but some of them I just can't grow. I don't know why. Calatheas, I struggle with. Begonias, forget it. I've tried several. I've had a few ivies here in Arkansas where I live that didn't make it. I just moved here a little over a year ago from Colorado. Now I could grow those in Colorado, oddly enough, which is a much drier climate, but they grew okay for me there, but they didn't. I said I just ended up killing them here. I'm going to get another little bitty pot. We'll stick that one in there after we get this all taken care of. Okay. some kind of something trying to grow that was in one of those pots that I said didn't survive. All right, that's it. Easy peasy, right? Let's go a little bit higher because it'll sink down, settle when I get some water on it. Okay. Yeah, she's a happy plant. I hope this makes them even more happy. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I use these plastic pots. This one actually has a saucer in it, which is kind of cool. But I love going to the thrift store. Again, if you've looked at some of my other videos and you've seen my plant room, it's almost totally supplied, I guess you'd say, with stuff from the thrift store. Like this relish dish. This is a relish dish I paid $3.99 for. First thing popped in my head, I was like, oh man, that's perfect. I mean, you don't even need these little cups. You can set this right directly in there for, you know, to prevent the water from spilling out. These unique things, like I said, I'm not into paying $20, $30 for a flower pot. This is like $2.99. $2.99. You know, I love these things. This little basket here, $2.99. So, you know, just put them leave them in a basket like this, and then you can kind of dress them up. $2.99. I mean, come on. So then you just decide what do you like best. You know, it doesn't matter if it fits perfect or not. It's gonna fill out, so you're not gonna see the edges. I actually kind of like that. So that's either there or, let's see, or the silver one. What about that? Sets up a little too high for the silver one. Okay, so that's all right. We'll find a use for it. How about this basket type one? Well, that's not bad. I guess it depends on what room you're going to put it in. This is going to go back in the bathroom. I'll show you the stand I have it on too, by the way. I think this one is too small, $2.99. Well, not necessarily. Not necessarily too small. Okay, let me show you what I have it sitting on in my bathroom. Sitting on the floor in the corner by the toilet. Yes, the toilet. And it just absolutely loves that spot. This is the stuff that I love. This is a candle holder. It's like wrought iron. I don't know if you could see that it's what it has. It's got like a parrot. I might take it over closer to the camera. But it's a candle holder, $3.99. So what I did is, now if you have a hole in your flower pot, that's fine. This one has a saucer on it. It's got a little lip. Look at that. I don't even need to do anything with this poker thing here for a candle because there's a indentation in this pot. So, and actually, we're gonna do it this way. Let's see, it's got a piece of wicker. So I'm always looking at I got a ton of a ton of different ways of, I mean, I have a bunch of these baskets. I've got wine racks that I use for planters, bookends, little shelves that I pick up for $2 or $3. And yes, it's rather eclectic looking. I like that look. Oh, let's put this guy back in there. The Baltic Blue Pothos. Medium to high light. Water when top 2 inches of soil dries, keep above 50 degrees. Pretty much standard routine care. So anyways, this is the way I have it set up in the bathroom. I think it looks awesome. But again, that's my personal taste. So, I don't know how you like it, but that's okay. I think it's pretty cool, as you can see. So I like that one. Manny likes it too, I can tell by the expression on his face. All right. This will be coming up soon. I don't know if you know what these are. These seed pods are from my wisteria outdoors. From my wisteria. And I am going to get some of these seeds out of here soon. I collected about 10, 12 of these pods. And I'm going to plant some and I'm going to grow them in pots. Because if you know anything about wisteria, they can overrun everything. You know, they're very invasive. So, I'm gonna get one last little pot here. Hold on. All right. So I'm gonna stick that other one in there. Again, these are, say these little nursery pots. When you're doing starters, like I'm gonna do with that little straggling piece that fell off of there, this little guy here, these wicks are awesome because they help keep the soil moist. These little cups, like these little cheap plastic cups, I picked these up again at the dollar store. I don't know, it's like 10 for $1 or something. You can see they're perfect for these little containers. You can water from the bottom and it'll just suck the water straight up into them. You don't even have to water from the top. But it really helps keep these guys moist, damp, whatever you want to call it. All right, so let's get this going. And I'm going to stick this other, I know what this is. This is that, it was in that, if you can see that, those little purple, there's a rather new plant that Costa Farms came out with. What the heck is it called? I can't remember. I'll put it down in the description or on the video or something. It hadn't grown well for me, obviously. I have some in the intensive care right now that I'm trying to revive. And here, this guy just gets thrown in the... So I'm going to mix the two together. Why not? Why not? Stick that down in there. And then I have grow lights on my kitchen counters. In my bedroom, I have set up some shelves with some little LED grow light strips on the underside of them. I've draped some plastic over the shelves to help with, maintain a nice warm temperature for everything. And I have a few things in there that I'm nurturing along. I even have a lime and a lemon tree in there that I bought on sale last fall, clearance. And they were not looking very good. So I brought them in, stuck them under that under that grow light in that little plastic uh, tent, if you want to call it that. And all of a sudden they sprouted new leaves. So I have poinsettias up there from Christmas under the grow lights that are doing quite well. So, see, there we go. See if we can get that little thing going. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and whoever else may be out there watching, thank you so much. Um, Again, I greatly appreciate it. And if you had fun, you want to see the progress on these things, once more time, please consider giving me a follow, subscribe. You know what I'm talking about. All right. Thanks. Oh, and let's not forget, do what makes you happy and be kind. See you later.